what is the chance to have a good health? The second thing is the fact that in our business, we have a business opportunity. Opportunity that ensures that you truly can build an independent business on your own. An independent business that will pay you over and over again as long as you build your business. Ensuring that the two of the most important needs in the world today, which is physical good health and financial, are met by neolife. Let's give neolife a round of applause. So now, what is your duty as a distributor of neolife? What is expected of you is simple. In the world where we live, it's about meeting people's needs, isn't it? The more your business is able to meet people's needs, the more money you're going to make. And I'm going to explain. See, when you go out to share the product with people, you need to have it at the back of your mind that you need to satisfy their health need, isn't it? So, when you go out there to talk to people, you need to be able to explain to them how the product meets their need. Am I communicating? So the more you're able to share with people the need for the product, the more sales you're going to make at the end of the day. So our job in neolife is simple. It's called need satisfaction. Somebody says need satisfaction. When you satisfy people's need in the area of their health, then you give them the chance to use the product. They become your customer, and ultimately some of them will become a distributor just like you. So the product satisfies people's health need. And then also, when you go out there, it's about ensuring that you satisfy the need of the individuals that truly want to build great wealth. People want to start their own business on their own. So using the opportunity of neolife to meet those needs will go a long way in ensuring also that you and business for yourself. Am I complicated? So the more you're able to satisfy the need of people in the area of health and the area of their finances, the better chance you give yourself to build a great business. And that is why today we want to ensure you have the right tools, the right information that you need in terms of our product. You need to go out there and meet people's needs in terms of their health goals so that they can use the product and become a consistent customer. And ultimately, you need to get more people to become part of your business. So today, as a sit in and soak in the information we're going to give to you today, I believe that your business will take a new turn for increase even as you build your business. So at this point in time, I'm going to invite an individual that just joined our business. She's a pharmaceutical professional, and she's the product lead for neolife Nigeria. Let's welcome Tolani Kola Onya. She comes forward to share with us. She's going to share with us something that's going to be unique about our business. Let's give her a round of applause once again.
Good morning, everyone. Are we excited to be here? Okay, my name is Mutolani Kolaoni, and I am a pharmacist by profession, and I am the product manager for New Life in Nigeria here. So today I'd like to tell you just a little bit about our health and how New Life contributes to that. First of all, the Scientific Advisory Board in New Life is the first of its kind. when I say scientific advisory board, you may be like, what does that mean? The scientific advisory board, um, founded by Dr. Arthur First, who was a cancer researcher, is the body that ensures that all our products, every single thing that we put out to the world, we put out to people, works. Every single thing is based off scientific facts. Every single thing is beneficial and good for our bodies and those of our customers. So, if you look at this graph here, you can see that our lives have three distinct zones: the vibrant zone, the tired zone, and the sick zone. And we often find out that what happens is that when we're young, when we're out there, we're vibrant, you have energy. But then as people age, because you can see there's 100% for the healthy status and the 100 years referring to age. So as people age, they get more tired, they get more sick, and then that's when the various diseases start coming in. However, at New Life, we have discovered that there is something lacking that makes us get to the tired and the sick zone very early in life. You'd see 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds already falling sick with such diseases that should not happen. And that gap is in our nutrition. For us to be completely healthy, there are three things that we need. You need rest, you need diet, and you need exercise. And one of the major things that is often found lacking, because I mean, some people do sleep, some people do exercise. But how about the diet? What do you eat? What do you put into your body? How do you nourish your body? Your body is made up of trillions and trillions of cells. That is the atom of our existence. But those cells, how do you feed them? How do you protect them? How do they get renewed? And that is what nutrition is all about. Health is our greatest wealth, because when you are healthy, you have peace of mind. So, how do we eat? In a country like Nigeria, that the base of our diet is carbohydrates. However, the World Health Organization and other health organizations recommend that carbohydrates should not be the major source of our diet. We should start with whole grains, and then fruits and vegetables, and then proteins, and then carbohydrates. But in Nigeria today, we discover that we eat a lot of carbohydrates. So now let me ask this. If you ate rice in the last 24 hours, please raise up your hand. Wow. You did not eat rice? If you ate any type of swallow, be it fufu, eba, amala, pounded yam, please raise your hand. If you ate yam, potato, please raise your hand. Thank you very much. Okay, now, in the last 24 hours, how many of you have eaten at least one fruit? Orange, watermelon, pawpaw, pineapple, apples. Good. Can we see that there is a very big difference in the people who have eaten rice, yam, swallow, all those things, as opposed to people who have eaten fruits and vegetables? But it is not supposed to be. That's not the way we're supposed to live life. But we discover that due to modernization, due to um, like convenience, we often eat things that are fast, things that are quick, things that are often accessible. You know, I said that our bodies are made up of cells, right? So the shape of the cell is supposed to be elastic, it's supposed to be pliable, which means nutrients are supposed to come in and waste goes out. So if you can see there, you see something is coming in, waste is going out. But because of um, the way the cell is built, the membrane of the cell, that's the outer covering of the cell, is made up of something called lipids and steroids. But in our diets, in those carbohydrates that we majorly eat, lipids and sterols that are supposed to be found there are not found there, which then changes the structure of the cell and makes it rigid. So it doesn't move as it's supposed to. Nutrients don't go in and waste goes out as it's supposed to. And then you now find that there are many toxins inside the cell. So, and the funny part is that the whole grains that we need, the lipids and sterols that we need, can be found in foods like rice, soya, and wheat. And that is the base of many of our dishes. But what has happened? The wheat that makes up flour, all the lipids, sterols, all the good things that are in there that are supposed to enrich our bodies have been taken out so that they last longer. When you buy flour, it doesn't go bad in 2 weeks. You can keep flour in your house for months. When you buy a bag of rice, you can keep it for months. However, if these original nutrients were still there, they wouldn't last that long. So for convenience purposes, to increase the shelf life, we notice that those things have been removed from our diets. And that's where New Life comes in. New Life has a product which I'm sure you're all familiar with called 3NN, and it is a grain concentrate designed to infuse these lipids and sterols that are fundamentally lacking in our diets back into it. So at this juncture, I'd like to invite to the podium our product manager from Africa, Mrs. Connie Zindela. Can she get a round of applause, please?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I hope you are well. My name is Connie Zindela. I am from South Africa. Thank you for appreciating that. I am the product manager for Neolife Africa, and I have been with Neolife for almost 5 wonderful years. Now, my technical background, many years ago, I graduated as a dietitian and then I went on to do my master's in nutrition. So, a very big part of my life is food. I love food, I love Nigerian food. So, if you want to get close to me, bring me something to eat and then we're good to go. Right. So, today we're going to learn quite a bit. I hope you did bring your notepads. We're going to talk a little bit through the product in terms of what the benefits are, and I will move away from talking about using the technical terms. I will present the benefits in a way where when you share the product, you'll be able to hear someone, depending on what they tell you, which product fits where, right? And then I'll follow up those particular benefits with how to share these particular products. So helping you create those questions or the context around the products. One of the things I wanted to first point out is it's absolutely imperative not to make up claims or make up benefits for the products. Are you with me? It's very important to share the products accurately and correctly so the person can get the benefit. That makes sense, right? So if you're sharing it accurately, somebody can use the product the correct way and they can actually enjoy the real benefits that come from it. So let's start with Train N and how you would sort of position this product in your mind as to how would you share something like this that you have, because you understand that it's a good product, you are using this product, and as we know, there are no other competing products in the entire supplement market that competes with Train N. There is no other Train N or a version of Train N. So one of the things that you can tell people is that, even though you think you're eating healthy, you can get better value from the food that you eat by using this product. So it helps your body get more value from good nutrition. And this speaks to when you think of your cell membranes or your cells, we often talk about cellular was trendy, we were already thinking about where does nutrition really begin. It begins in your cells before it translates to your hair, to your eyes, to your skin, to your body weight. So the cells are the foundation. And a lot of people can eat healthy. They can. But if the cell isn't doing the work that it's supposed to do, all that good nutrition is lost. Does that make sense? Right. So that is the first thing that you can share with them, that you can get the best out of the food that you eat by using Tree and N, because it takes care of the health of your cell, allowing your cells to be able to pull in food or pull in nutrients, even pull in medication for some people that are unwell, so that the medication gets to where it needs to go and it can push out what is no longer needed, things like toxins or things that are nefarious for the body that the body needs to get rid of. The second thing that you can share is that it helps your body or your cells work efficiently at a cellular level. The more technical way to share this product is that it takes care of cellular nutrition, it optimizes nutrient utilization, so you get more from the foods that you eat. And one of the other benefits people never talk about is how good it is for heart health. So people that want to take care of their heart, so cardiovascular development is one of the bigger benefits that you get from taking Train N. So it helps your body work efficiently at a cellular level. Now your cells are everywhere. Right now we're just cells basically put together as how you see it. And that's where everything fundamentally begins. Now a third benefit you can share is that it fills a necessary dietary gap. And Tolani touched on this so beautifully to explain that how modernization of our diets has changed how food or the food that we eat. And it's as simple as thinking about the farmers that have to plant crops every season. The nutrients from the ground get depleted, right? The nutrients go into the plants, we harvest the plants, and then we either process the plants a bit more, like if you think of wheat, rice, and soy, they have to process them a little bit more so that they can last longer when you buy them. In that processing, we lose critical lipids and sterols. So those phytolipids that we've been talking about, that's what we've extracted and put in this incredible product. Those oils or those grain oils have shown that they can optimize how our cells work on a day-to-day basis. Now, most people will say, well, I didn't really feel anything when I started taking Train N. The Train N story is not complete if somebody doesn't also make a change in how they are eating. Are you with me? Your body fundamentally thrives off your diet. And the other things that you add could be that edge that can make you slightly better, feel stronger, feel healthier, for your cells to work more efficiently. So that's the gap that it fills. It fills a gap where we know there is a gap. There are these, the rice that we buy, the maize that we buy, the corn that we buy. We know now that they have to do something to it, and now we're missing something that our bodies can't get, and that's where Train N plugs that particular gap. Now, the fourth thing that you can say is that it's the foundation. You know, people will meet you and be like, oh, I've got this, and I've got this, and I'm taking this, and I'm taking that. There's so many compounding illnesses on top of each other, and they're looking for that magic thing that you can give them. The best thing about Train N is the best place to start. It's foundational nutrition. It's the foundation that all the other supplements stack themselves on top of. So that's the benefit you share, is that you get more from the other neolife products that you want from me if you start here. Making sense? Right. So how do we go about sharing Train N? So these are the questions that you can ask with people that you meet, or the people that you're connecting with, your prospects, your customers. Most people will talk about how tired they feel. You know, if you're feeling tired every single day, but you are making choices about what food you eat, then something is going wrong. If every day you're waking up, eating, going a place, and still feeling tired when you're not supposed to, usually around maybe 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, when you you're supposed to have a steady amount of energy from the food that you eat, it means the problem could be sitting at the cells. So you can ask someone, how often do you feel tired when you've eaten, or after you think that you've eaten, you've started to eat well? And it's a good question for people to think, yeah, well, I do eat, but somehow I'm not getting the benefit from the foods that I'm eating. And most people complain about energy, or they complain about being tired. The other way that you can position train in when you're talking to um, your customers or your prospects is explaining to them that a lot of the food that you eat goes to waste if your cells aren't working properly. If you want to access all those nutrients in the most meaningful way, you need something that creates that environment to ensure that those nutrients get to where they go, that the medicine that you take gets to where it needs to go. Making sense? And then the third thing is talking about why there's an importance of having foundational nutrition. Remember, I said that GNN is the product that all the other products will stack themselves upon. It's important to have a conversation with someone that once you have this particular foundational product, it is not a quick fix, just like diet. Diet does not happen for one day. Your diet happens every single day. Every single day, all of us here have to make choices about the food that we eat. Is it not? Every day you have to make choices. And sometimes maybe the choices are made for you. If you live in a household where somebody prepares the meal, sometimes the choices are out of your control, where you have to forego a meal because you can't access those particular foods. And usually in those spaces when food is scarce, you don't make the best health choices, right? You use what you have or what you have access to. And it's a good place to explain that this is not a quick fix. If you want to have consistent energy every day, if you want to ensure that the food that you eat really gets to go where it needs to go, or even access the medicines that you are taking in a more meaningful way, this is the foundation. And it's not necessarily a quick fix, and it's good to explain that because somebody understands that I've used this particular product, it will make me feel better, but I need to obviously keep using this product to continue feeling better. Are we together? That's train in. Now, let's move on to Pro Vitality, which I think is also another big popular product. And Pro Vitality, just in a bird's eye view, is really an incredible product if you think about it, because it combines four key compounds that we find in food that are absolutely key and necessary: grains from train in, fruits and vegetables, that's your essential vitamin and mineral and carotenoid complex, salmon oil or smart eggs or omegas, something from fish. You have every single part that you need to create what appears to be a balanced, a balanced combination of what you would find in your diet. And that is the reason why we talk about the diet so much, because most of the time when we're accessing food, we may not have all the right components all at once. And Pro Vitality solves that problem by giving you the four things that your body needs every day. So let's look at some of the benefits of Pro Vitality. Over and above everything that we normally talk about when we talk about supplementation, supplementation does not replace a healthy diet. And it's important for you to understand that, so the person who takes the products from you does not come back and say, it did not work for me, thinking that they found this magic thing. This, in tandem or in parallel to a healthy diet, really sings. So Pro Vitality really, really sings when it's paired up with someone who's making good strides in their diet. And I've been looking at some of the traditional Nigerian foods. That is perfect. Usually the issue is around how much they're eating and the frequency that they're eating. So what you're eating, how often you're eating, and that could be the key to ensuring that when you are sharing a product like this that fills the other gaps they can get a benefit from. Now, inside Pro Vitality, as you know, we've got treonine that takes care of the cells. We've got carotenoid complex that makes a mix of things like strawberries and carrots, kale, certain fruits and vegetables that people wouldn't access on a normal basis. But at the heart of carotenoid complex is a powerful compounds that can provide antioxidants. You know, you often hear about these antioxidants and what they do. Naturally, our body can produce their own antioxidant, provided that you are eating correctly. But if you're not eating correctly, there's obviously a deficit in having these antioxidants that are responsible for clearing out things that cause oxidative stress. They have names, they call them free radicals. Just understand that these free radicals, when they get into larger volumes, they can be quite dangerous. And you need to have foods, good diet that can neutralize the free radicals, or you're taking a product like carotenoid complex. And the other reason why carotenoid really stands out is that when you make an incredible product, other people get interested in it. We had the USDA, which is the United States Department of Agriculture, take this carotenoid complex and run their own independent research. This is something that also makes Neolife really stand out. In that research, they found that people who took carotenoid complex over 21 days could boost their immune system by 37%. So certain markers could be boosted by 37%. And it's important to sort of know that, because you can explain to someone that by boosting your immune system, you've now positioned your body in a place where you can have natural defenses when illnesses come. You're just stronger for it, you're faster for it, and it makes for just someone feeling a little bit healthier. Now, another benefit of Pro Vitality is that, like I just touched on it, that it's got treonine in there, so it helps provide the nutrients your cells need to produce energy. And to produce energy is not necessarily on the outside of the cells. The reason why you find a lot of people who do access treonine for the first time and they do feel that energy is that it's for the first time since the body has started adapting to that poor diet, that it has everything it needs to start using the food in a meaningful way. Now, if you think about producing energy at a cellular level, we need the walls or the membrane or the outside of the cell to work properly, but we also need the little players inside the cell to do real work. One of the players inside the cell is called the mitochondria. I might be taking you back to biology class, but you may remember this powerhouse. In this mitochondria, for ATP to come out, ATP is the language of energy. For ATP to come out, you need nutrients like B12, you need nutrients like magnesium, things that I need, things like folate and iron and smart 8, which are the three things or the main things any doctor would prescribe for a pregnant woman. Are you with me? And then another question that may not seem like it's related to Pro Vitality at all is asking someone if they think there's something they could improve. You know, if you could improve something with your health, what would it be? Trying to understand someone's health goals positions you in a position where you can actually pick the right product. Now, it does happen sometimes there's a product mismatch, so you thinking, no, you need magnesium, and you give someone magnesium when in fact they need something else. The best part there is that nothing bad will fundamentally happen, because magnesium has over 300 biological reactions or jobs it does in the body. But for the fact that these nutrients are needed anyway. But the best part is here, you'll be able to understand what someone's health goals are. There you will hear that, you know, I've got cholesterol, I've got diabetes, I've got a heart condition, I've got high blood pressure, and that's where you'll be able to plug whatever product that needs to fit in there. So that's Pro Vitality, right? So we know Pro Vitality is providing us with four key things that our bodies need every day: energy, balance, immunity support, you know. Then we've got Train In that takes care of the health of our cells. Let's jump to Aloe Vera Plus. And I know Aloe Vera Plus is quite popular and people love it and they drink it just like water. But I can promise you now, Aloe Vera Plus is designed for so much more than just a delicious drink. If you think about the little ingredients that you find in Aloe Vera Plus, it makes a combination of ginseng. Ginseng works on bringing up energy, making people feel more alive. It's got chamomile in it. Chamomile works on being calm, being able to focus, being able to have some clarity. It's two juxtapositions, but they come together to create a nice space so that people can have something to drink fundamentally to support their digestive system. I often always say that when your tummy or your stomach is sore, the whole day is ruined. You know, if there's problems in the stomach, the whole day is basically ruined. And for many people, they may not be honest with you or share with you that I actually struggle with my stomach. After I've eaten, it's either I go to the toilet and it's a runny mess, or I have trouble going to the toilet, not visiting as consistently as you're supposed to. The other exciting thing about the stomach or the digestive system is how now we can understand that a lot of the key reactions that happen in our body start in the stomach. They're calling it the microbiome. Maybe you're hearing about it: gut health, microbiome. So basically, there are all these good and bad bugs that sit in our stomach that cause reactions to happen that are like hormones. They signal to the brain. What must the brain do? What must the cells do? So the stomach is actually called the second brain. Did you know that? It is the second brain. It is responsible for orchestrating a lot of the reactions that are happening in your system. So if your stomach isn't well taken care of, you have way more problems than you think. The second benefit of aloe vera plus is that it obviously makes a healthy digestive system and helps your body make better use of the nutrients that are coming in. Keep in mind, all the food that you eat needs to be broken down somewhere. Where does that breaking down happen? In the stomach. If that breaking down process isn't done properly, you are unable to access those nutrients. Are you with me? If the food doesn't break down the way it's supposed to because your stomach is a bit off, or the acid that you have is a bit low or too much sometimes. You hear people who complain of reflux or people who complain of ulcers. It's about changing those small things in your diet so that you can find relief. And usually people use a product like this to assist them with that. And then another benefit is that aloe vera plus is an easy way to support hydration while supporting your stomach. So there are individuals, they'll tell you, I don't really take water. They may have difficulty taking water. Adding a tablespoon of aloe vera plus to your liter of water just so that it's something that you can pellet. You've got the benefit of taking care of your stomach and making sure that you are adding to how much water you drink every single day. Are you with me? Great. Let's talk about how do you share aloe vera plus. Sharing aloe vera plus is very easy because you can just ask someone, how often do you think about what happens in your stomach? Or you can be more obvious and be like, did you go to the toilet yesterday? You know, it's a nice place to start a conversation, or an interesting place to start a conversation. And depending on what somebody answers, we can always talk about, did you know that the stomach is the second brain? And if things are going wrong in here, it makes everything else also go a bit haywire. The other question that you can ask is that, do you experience any digestive discomfort? Maybe you use your own language or the way you would say it. Like, do you have a sore stomach, or however you would want to put it? But let people be thinking about all the little processes that are happening in their body, and this is how aloe vera can plug in there. Right. The next way you can share aloe vera plus is about explaining that if you create a good environment for your stomach, all the nutrients that you eat are able to be absorbed or used up in a more meaningful way. So you can get more value from whatever food that you eat. You don't have to tell them to eat differently. They'll get more value from the foods that they are accessing. Now, we've covered train in. Must I go back? Okay. Are you still writing? Yeah, so maybe a little bit more on aloe vera. You know, all our products, they have little instructions explaining to people how to drink them, right? Let's try our level best to stick to that. Aloe vera, for example, is about 50 to 100 mils. 100 mils isn't all that much, right? Isn't all that much. Then you have individuals that sometimes come to talk to you about something called H. pylori, right? H. pylori is a very aggressive pathogen, you know. And I heard an incredible story about a gentleman in Tanzania who actually had this particular H. pylori. And we'd been trying to figure out what combination of products could he take to be able to arrest this really difficult thing. And he shared with me, he said, I started taking garlic every day, and I was taking a tablespoon of aloe vera 3 times a day. And I was very strict on what I was putting into my body. Now, H. pylori is difficult to get rid of, but it can be done as long as someone is intentional. It's just like diet. You have to be intentional if you want to eat healthy. You can't just think it's going to happen on its own. You have to plan. You have to prepare. Or you actually have to purchase the said product so you can actually get the relief. Are we together? Are we ready to move on? All right. Let's jump into CalMag, but I love to do like a recap, you know, because we are going through these products and it's nice to see where in the picture they sort of plug in. We started with one of the world's first phytolipid steroid supplement that has no competitor, which is Train In, that takes care of the health of your cell overall. You will get benefit from Train In. You will get benefit from Train In, but the story isn't complete if you're not necessarily accessing good whole foods. Then we've got Pro Vitality, which is a whole food-based supplement that is designed to plug nutritional gaps that exist in everyone's diets every single day. Are you with me? Train In, carotenoid complex, Smart 8 or salmon oil plus, and essential vitamin and mineral. And I didn't talk about essential vitamin and mineral because if you've been with Neolife much longer, you will know that essential vitamin and mineral used to come in a tablet form. Now it comes in a capsule. There has been an upgrade, a very nice upgrade that has been done on this particular product. And I know I'm swinging this way and that way, but it's nice because we're having a conversation, right? The upgrade for essential vitamin and mineral is the addition of some digestive enzymes, because we understand when people start taking a lot of the nutritional products, the body reacts. Think about yourself. If you started doing the Daniel's fast from tomorrow, how will your body change? I know people will be visiting the toilet a lot more because they don't access as much fiber as they should. Think about it. If you just started eating fruits and vegetables the whole day, what's going to happen on Saturday and Sunday? Your body reacts to all this nutrition or good food that you've put in, right? Just like with this particular product, they've added something so that transition is less aggressive than if you're doing it for the first time. And also keep in mind that we're all different. We are all different. So we can all visit the doctor and he can prescribe different things, even though we have similar conditions. It's based on your history, it's based on your life stage, it's based on your age. So we can't really say that this one thing, it will do this to everyone. But we know for a large majority of people, it will allow for the breaking down of the supplements in a meaningful way. So they've added digestive enzymes, they've added vitamins K1 and K2. Those are extremely popular when we understand the reactions that all the work they have to do in the body. And they've also added phosphatidylcholine, which is basically an offshoot from choline, which is something that works on the brain. Choline works on the brain, and they've added that into this particular product. So it's very, very exciting. So if you do get your hands on Pro Vitality, understand that now you're holding something a lot more valuable than, yeah. So let's jump into the benefits of CalMag with D3. The first thing is help you stay active and mobile as you age. For most of us, we are quite young. Our problem isn't moving around. But many people we do know that we do meet have issues with being active or being mobile. And CalMag fills maybe a few key needs, but the more overt one, and we understand it, is people who talk about bone health, right? Bone and joint health, because we understand calcium does that, right? That's where calcium really sings when it comes to bone. But we know that there's parts of our body that needs these particular nutrients for different reactions. And I'll make an example. CalMag has something called vitamin D3 in it. And if you don't know, most black Africans are vitamin D deficient. Did you know that? Vitamin D deficiency is caused predominantly by the fact that we don't spend enough time in the sun. Enough time in meaningful sunlight. And now I've been here for Nigeria a couple of days, and in your rainy season, it's quite cloudy. There isn't really much direct sunlight. There isn't much direct sunlight. And a lot of people who have vitamin D deficiencies have symptoms that aren't necessarily explained. They don't understand why it's happening. So feeling tired, not having enough energy, or your immune system has been lulled, so it's a bit dulled down. You're likely to get sick more often. And the worst part about vitamin D is that it's not necessarily accessible in large amounts in the foods that we like to eat. You know, the foods that we like to eat don't have this particular vitamin. And if we don't have enough sun and the food is not giving us enough, it means we need to get it from somewhere. But how this combination of CalMag and vitamin D3 come together is actually pretty incredible. For calcium to meaningfully penetrate to the bone, you need vitamin D, active vitamin D3 to be present for that to happen. Calcium on its own is just useless. Are you with me? Calcium on its own is just used for it to go where it needs to go. It needs these other drivers there to be able to do the work. And that's what makes ours super unique. It is absolutely unique, even in the way that they put it together, that we've got these three key nutrients that we know that they have work to do, whether it's sorting out the bones or working on the immune system. It does different things. I know CalMag is loved for things like arthritis or osteoporosis or anything related to bone and joint health. It's also enjoyed by those that also want something that they can drink that allows them to sleep better at night, right? And that is CalMag. Now, the next benefit that you can talk about is that it helps your body to move the way it's supposed to. And this is the conversation that you have when you can see people are struggling to be about or do what they need to do or go where they need to go and do the work they need to do. I've got something that's going to help you. But the best part, it's not even done. It's got all these three things to ensure that the calcium that you take goes where it needs to go so you can get relief. The third one is that it supports communication between your brain and your body. Now, we know magnesium has got over 300 biochemical reactions, and I believe they're still going to be discovering more, just as much as we discovered about the stomach and the microbiome. We know that there's work for these particular nutrients when it comes to brain health. particularly vitamin D3, magnesium, even calcium itself. It's got a little role that it plays in ensuring that all the reactions that happen in the body happen the way they're supposed to. Then making sure that the calcium you take can actually be used. And I started off with that by saying without vitamin D3, the calcium you take, you know, it has nothing taking it where it needs to go. So explaining this to someone that this combination is what you need and then taking it at the recommended dose. Now there are certain age groups that will benefit from taking CalMag. And I'll highlight the two main ones that come to mind for me because in general it's usually women that enter their menopausal years, so women over their 40s, or perimenopausal years, so before menopause, because as we get older as women, our estrogen levels start to drop. In the dropping of this estrogen levels, you find that it also starts the demineralization of our bones. So older women are more likely to breaking bones and that sort of thing. And that's because of just the natural process of aging. We need to put back what has been lost. The second group of people I'll point out, or I'll do three. The second group I'll point out is older people. You know, their bones are weaker because they are older. We want to be able to give them something that can protect them from falls or ensuring that they have something to keep their bones strong so they can be dependent on themselves. They don't need people to be moving them around, wheelchairs and that sort of thing. And then the other group is pregnant women. You know, when women are pregnant, your baby or the fetus as it grows, it prioritizes the baby first. I was pregnant not so long ago, and what will happen if there are deficiencies when a woman is pregnant? The teeth will ache, the bones will ache because the baby will pull all those nutrients from her to themselves. And that is why you find even stories of women after giving birth, their teeth started to fall out because those deficiencies were very extreme. Under normal circumstances, you'll find pregnant women are accessing milk, cheese, yogurt, and that should be fine. But for someone who really wants to make sure that my baby isn't stealing from me, we're both getting enough, you know, you take something like this to ensure these are safe for them to take. And there's nothing wrong for even that pregnant woman that you recommend this product to share it with their doctor. We don't come in between our customers or the people who buy our products, between them and their doctors. Allow them to go there so that the conversation can happen. What they might discover is that actually my doctor doesn't know much about this nutrition thing. They need to come back to you. They need to come back to you so you can explain. How many people visit, let's say, doctors and don't get the results that they want? Medicine can be quite complex, and I understand, but there are many ways that results or solutions can be found. Right. And then for those that don't have anything specific, so we are young, we're going places, we want to do things, we want to travel, we want to do all sorts of, we want to work, we want to show up every day. It's just like investing in the future or investing in your own independence. Like, I don't want to be old and, like, you know, I want to make sure that I'm one of those older people that still has life, still vibrant, you know, continuing the same vibrancy that I started out with. And that is what CalMag can give. So, how do we share CalMag? Let's say we are sharing it with those that are slightly younger. They're not thinking about their bones, but the conversation could be, what are you doing to take care of your bones 20 years from now? Most of them aren't really doing anything. But you can always talk about the benefit of the fact that Calmec also is great for people who struggle with sleep. You know, this is something that you can take if you find that you're quite stressed, you have trouble powering down, and it creates the nice environment for this product to sing. Now, I will say it again and I'll keep saying it again. The products only sing if the person is also eating well, right? Yes, you have to be having this whole food based diet to ensure that when these supplements come in to plug that gap, then you are going to the next level. Another question you can ask is, you find people walking and moving around, and what does it mean to you to be able to go to where you need to go? Nobody's thinking about that. They're just getting up and going where they need to go. What happens if tomorrow morning you are unable to walk? What happens? You're just unable to walk, not because you were injured or anything like that. It's just your body finally resisting with all the abuse and all the bad foods that you've been putting in. It's finally saying enough, which is what usually happens when type 2 diabetes shows up, which is what usually happens when high blood pressure shows up. Your body will be compensating for so many years, taking care of you. At some point, it gives up. It says, no more. You need to drink something so that I can work better. So, this is the conversation that you have. Another question, and I think this one is the best one, is asking someone, where does most of the calcium that you eat come from? See how much they know about the foods that they eat. Then it's your job to be able to plug that gap. If you ask anyone, when was the last time you had milk or cheese or yogurt? These are some things that are not necessarily common in all households. And people may not be willing to change how they eat, but they may be willing to take something to plug that gap. Does that make sense? So you're not necessarily going to introduce a new food into someone's home because that's not how they're used to eating, but they may be looking for a convenient solution that, hey, I can take this because I know my grandmother had arthritis. I want to make sure that I'm doing the work. And for them, those that are doing a prevention thing, it's great because that is what supplementation is really about, preventing before the bad thing happens. They always say prevention is better than cure, right? That's what you hear all the time. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. And for the fact that we can't really access what's in our bodies to see what's going wrong, we want to make sure you're doing all the little right things that we do know about. Are you with me? Right. Now, this brings me to talking about zinc. I love zinc. I love zinc, and I'll tell you why, just for free. Zinc is actually a very powerful compound. In a nutrition sense, when you think of food or how complex food comes, the zinc volumes aren't necessarily large, but its job is so big. Zinc's job is making sure that when you start to feel unwell, that it can boost those white blood cells in your system. So it basically your natural healing process or your natural defense system, which is your white blood cells, those are responsible for fighting disease or fighting pollution or anything that you come across. Those are the white blood cells that are responsible for boosting, um, yeah, helping you fight those particular things. So zinc helps support your body's natural defense system. It's as simple as that. Whatever your body is already doing, it helps to make sure that it is happening and it is boosted. The second thing is that we know that zinc plays an important role in many of the natural repair processes. And the example I love to give here is that many ointments, many creams that talk about fixing blemishes or whatever the case is, usually there'll be a zinc element to it because zinc is responsible for that. Zinc is responsible for fixing things on the outside and wounds on the inside. When people are unwell, this is the kind of product that they can take to ensure that they can boost their natural repair processes. So we're helping our bodies to go do the work it's supposed to do. And maybe one of my favorite benefits of zinc is that how it supports normal skin health. People that drink zinc or are on diets that have adequate amounts of zinc, you can usually tell by their skin. Sometimes you don't even know it. You just be like, no, it's genetic. But for all we know is that igusi you're eating every day because part of those herbs or those plants that you eat have these particular nutrients. Sometimes it could be genetic, But in most cases, people that are looking to solve their skin problems or solve issues that are happening on the inside, I've got an ulcer, I've got this, or I've got a wound, which is what you normally find. Someone shows you something. I've got a wound here that is struggling to heal. There are people that drink this product, there are people that apply this zinc on the actual wound. Are you with me? It will work. So zinc supports many essential processes that contribute to overall wellness. And what I mean there is that far beyond skin health or wounds inside and wounds outside and boosting your white blood cells and helping you fight diseases that you can't see or fighting a disease that you already have like flu or whatever you have caught. Zinc also plays other fundamental roles in other parts of the body. So it is very important. You can go look up whatever else you want to say about zinc, but these are the ones that we understand do work when we are consuming either foods that are high in zinc or have or you're taking some zinc supplement. Then I thought it was a good idea to talk a little bit about the fact that it's called chelated zinc is designed to help your body utilize the minerals effectively. So many years ago when I was in school, we get to learn that when you take certain compounds, whether nutritional compounds, and you chelate them, chelation is a process, and you chelate them, they become bioavailable. They become bioavailable. Bioavailability talks about how better absorbed a certain compound is. Chelating something or a nutrient makes it highly absorbable. And I'm talking about in the 90s plus percent. You can also definitely look that up. It makes it bioavailable. And chelation is actually one of these processes that they've done it to a few nutrients in some of the products that we take. But here, you're getting a real potent dose of zinc that you know will be absorbed and go where it needs to go. So chelation is just a process of neutralizing a particular nutrient. So zinc, and then they've added something called methionine, which is an amino acid. They've bound it to our zinc, and that's what people take when they take this particular product. I also personally like zinc when I have a sore throat. It's something that I put in my mouth, and then I suck on it so that all those nutrients will work in the area that I need them to. Making sense? Right. So how do you share chelated zinc? And it's just one simple question because most people think it's a very complicated thing. Asking somebody, what are you doing to support your immune system every day? What tells you every day that you'll be healthy, or your kids will be healthy, or your mom ready? Most of the time, we work in places with lots of people that are just coughing the way they want. We're rubbing against people that may have things on them that we may catch. So we need to be vigilant about things like that. It's good to also point out to someone, hey man, you're always on that bus. It's got lots of people. Maybe you're always sick. You need to do something for your immune system. This is something that you can take. Are you with me? Then I'll jump into the benefits of botanical healthy balance. I think this laptop needs a charger. It's going to die. Can someone please come and help me? Okay, so let's touch on the balance, the benefits of botanical healthy balance. So botanical healthy balance, in its inception or how they conceptualize this really, really great product, is the idea that we know that we need to be balancing our blood sugar so that our energy is stable every single day. For most of us, it is happening automatically. We may never need to think about that, especially if we're taking care of ourselves. Thank you. And one of the main benefits is that it just supports steady energy throughout the day. What we understand is that most people have what we call surges in sugar and then dips in sugar. That usually happens after you eat. So you'll eat something, you'll feel good, you'll have energy. you will use all of that sugar, and instead of mellowing out, you go way down where you think that you need to eat again. Are you with me? You go all the way down instead of coming to a place of stability, and botanical balance kind of sits in the space where it helps for your blood sugars to balance. The blood sugar thing is very, very complex. It's not complex, but it's many things in one. The more prominent thing you'll hear about blood sugars is people that have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, right? Yes. And they are looking for solutions because now they have to take this drug and that drug and do this and do that. And for many of them, it can seem a little bit hopeless. Botanical balance can help them. But you need to complete the story when you share this particular product. Usually, it goes wrong with the food that they're eating. What I mean is not to change the food that they're eating, it's how much they're eating and it's the frequency. How many meals is this person actually having? And there you'll be able to point out that, no, ma'am, I think you're eating too many times in the day, and we have something that can help with that. Now, my second point leads into botanical balance helping with managing snacking all the time or craving sugary things. It might not be everyone you crave something savory, but it's usually carbohydrate based, even if it's a savory thing, whether it's a samosa or whatever you eat as your local snack. It's usually carbs, right? Or it could be nuts sometimes, but you find yourself continuously snacking every single day. For many people, it's a very difficult thing to kick. It's a very, very difficult thing to kick, to change how they used to putting food in their mouth, in their bodies, and keeping their sugar levels high. That is why people constantly snack, because they can feel the dip. They want to come back up. You keep eating and you're keeping your sugars high. Keeping your sugars high forces another part of your body to start pumping out insulin. Insulin is pumped out in response to the sugars that your body has or gets from the food that you eat. Initially, your body is able to pump out enough insulin to bring the sugars down. Over time, if you are not good at managing the volume that you eat or the frequency that you eat, your body gets tired. The pancreas itself, it starts pumping so much insulin because it wants to bring the sugars down that sometimes it can, at some point it gets less efficient. And that's how you find type 2 diabetes. And they usually say somebody is insulin resistant. That resistance is the sugars not coming down. That's the resistance that they're talking about. Now you need an additional thing that you must take to bring your sugars down. And then the worst part about this whole thing, about having this resistance, is that constantly having insulin being pumped into the body creates a space where people gain weight. Insulin is a fat storing hormone. Too much insulin, if the insulin that's in your body isn't used up properly, what's left over, that sugar that's left over, it deposits it, into the areas that we don't really like. That is how someone that you find that is type 2 diabetes generally present themselves a little bit larger than most. They usually are a little bit bigger. In the extreme cases, you find people that are very thin. They've gone into something called ketoacidosis. You've heard of the keto diet, right? Ketoacidosis is the flip side of what happens when there is insulin resistance in certain people, where they have to wee out all that sugar, and it also finishes the weight. So there's no fat storing that happens. There's just rapid weight loss or excessive thirst, or unable to see your wounds heal quickly as you normally would. So it takes longer for your bones to, or your wounds to heal. These are some of the symptoms that they experience. And botanical balance is really positioned in a way to ensure that the messages that are coming from your pancreas and your cells, because at the end of the day, the sugar goes into a cell. That communication happens. So, what do we find in botanical balance? We find five ingredients, five key ingredients. We find alpha lipoic acid, we find chromium, we find curcumin and turmeric, and we find cinnamon. Look all those particular things up. You will see the benefit that they have when it comes to helping people fight insulin resistance, when it comes to help people steadying their blood sugars. So you've got this combination of a product that can help someone as long as they make the meaningful change in their diet. And I'll say it out loud, and I'm often sharing this, that a lot of the chronic diseases that we face today, before we believed they were not reversible, today we understand that they are reversible and people can do things to support that. Did you know that? You can reverse type 2 diabetes. It's not a death sentence that you have to spend your whole life drinking those particular things. What most people enjoy about hearing that is that we can offer them a product that can help them support this particular journey and continue with life as is. Once they've left the medication behind, they need to know, what are the things that I'm eating or drinking to support a healthy blood sugar level. Let me get the slides, I can switch them around. Okay, so that's botanical healthy balance, and I think the product that I have after here is Super Grow. But let's see, how do we share this particular product? And it's just as easy as talking to someone. If you hear someone's got a weight problem, let's see if we covered all the points. So here it says it helps you to feel satisfied between meals, and I think that answers that question of when your sugars are soaring after a meal and then there's that crash. It helps to mitigate that crash. And a lot of people in that space, they want something that can do that. And outside of just talking about type 2 diabetes, and now I'm going to touch a little bit on those that want to lose weight, they all belong in the same place. Remember I said insulin is a fat storing hormone? That is the reason why products like Botanical Balance start to shine, because they answer those particular questions as, what can I take that can support my blood sugar levels, keep them steady as I'm on my weight loss journey, because I'm eating less, I don't want to feel very hungry, you know. So this is the thing that it can do. And then basically it gives someone control over their eating habits. Sometimes you're not in control of your eating habits, but we're all sort of adults here. You are in control. Give someone that control by sharing this product with them. So how do you share this product? Must I go back? Okay, where are we? Help them to feel more control of their eating habits. That's Botanical Healthy Balance. And usually when I explain how the mechanism of this product works, I usually use a taxi example. If you think about a taxi at a taxi rank, do you guys have taxi ranks in Abuja? Do you know what a taxi rank is? So in South Africa, in certain places, if you want to take a taxi, usually there'll be a rank. The rank is where all the taxis line up, and then there'll be a rank to go, let's say Ikeja, a rank to go to Abuja. Yeah, it's like a bus stop. Right, a bus stop. But it's why call it a bus stop if they're taxis? But anyway, we've got this rank. And think of all these things that I'm telling you about to explain how all these things come together. In our ranks, we have queue marshals that ensure people are in the queue and then they're going into the right taxi that they need to, right? If you think about how food comes in and needs to go into the cell, it's just like the passengers that need to go into a taxi. The queue marshal would be like the insulin that directs the passengers into the taxis. What happens if you only have 5 taxis and 10,000 passengers? It's too much. Maybe what they'll do is that they'll send more queue marshals to come and organize the people while we wait for the overworked taxis, right? The cells are the taxis with the little parts in between, the machine that we need to maintain. Botanical balance does that. It makes sure that it's maintaining the cell. It's making sure that the ingredients in there, just like the Q marshal, it's heightening the signal between the pancreas, bringing out enough insulin, and making sure that the passengers get to where they need to go. Is that easy enough to understand? This is how it all comes together. So basically, we've got too many passengers, not enough cells to use all those passengers that come in. Then you overwork the cells, then your cells start to give up, and that's how you find yourself that your sugar or the passengers remain high. That's botanical balance. Okay, let's see. How do you share botanical balance? Someone might not just tell you off the bat that, hey, I'm losing weight, or I want to lose weight, or I have a type 2 diabetes problem. So type 2, type 1, they do differ, as you know, right? Type 2, you come upon it in life because of your lifestyle. Type 1, you are born with it that way. It cannot be reversed. But type 2, because it happens as we are living every single day. And I often tell people that have chronic disease that, listen, you want me to share a product with you? It will not work overnight, just like how your diabetes did not come overnight. You know what I mean? It will not work overnight. It needs you to be consistent. And if you're consistent and doing the things that I'm telling you to do, you will get the result. And people are spending money on buying our products. We want them to feel good, to get the results, because we understand that the products work. Are you with me? Right. Another question that you can ask is, how often do you find yourself wanting to eat more than how you generally supposed to eat? And I always find it a little bit hilarious when somebody comes up to me and says, what must I eat? I want to lose weight. I feel like the more obvious response there would be, eat less. You know, most people want to continue eating the way they eat and then take the magic thing. That's not how it works. You need to change how you're eating, and then the thing that you drink helps you keep you where you want to go. Are you with me? If you are struggling with bringing down your weight, there's no way that eating often is going to bring the weight down. It just doesn't make sense. You need to be eating less. Simple enough? Okay, and then what's harder for you? Knowing what to eat or sticking to it? What's harder for you? Knowing what to eat or sticking with it? I've found that knowledge is not the problem. Most people know what to eat. We all know what to eat. We can even Google it. We can even make it in 10 different ways. Right? It's the sticking. It's the sticking that makes it very hard. That's a great place to have a conversation with someone. Say, I might have something that can help you stick, but you need to be doing the work. And I think somebody who's investing in their health, purchasing a product from us, it's our duty to ensure that they get the best out of our quality products. Are you with me? Okay, that brings me to Supergrow. Whoa. Supergrow is an incredible product, right? And it is our job. It is all our jobs here as neolife product lovers, as neolife distributors, to ensure that when we share this product, we do it in the correct way. The other thing that I need to mention is that if we don't, the product gets taken away from us. Not by Mr. Sanmi. It's not done by our bosses here. It's done by your government because someone blows the whistle or complains that I got this thing, they said it does this, but we'll talk more about that. But When you are sharing or explaining, so place to start is to tell someone that it's the wonder drop. It's the wonder drop because it makes water wetter. It might seem a bit strange. How does water become wetter? Isn't water already wet? And if you look at it at a closer level, we understand water has an existing surface tension. The best way to think about it is like those little droplets that you see. When water gets spilled, it separates from each other. It doesn't stick to each other like it's something that wants to stick together. Are we together? That's that tension. Having Supergrow in the mix creates a space for the water to stick together, to spread more, to penetrate. I'll be saying those words a lot. Sticking, spreading, and penetration. And it's mostly talking about water. So the first thing that you can share or discuss when you are talking about the benefits of Supergrow is explaining to the grower or the farmer that you will get more value from all your other agricultural aids when you use this product, because it allows for the products or your other agricultural aids, particularly fertilizer, fungicides, herbicides that they use on their crops. It allows them to spread more, to stick more, and to penetrate more. Supergrow does not replace fertilizer. It makes fertilizer sing. Make sense? It makes fertilizer sing, but more importantly, in places where water is scarce, it allows farmers to still meaningfully water their crops, their plants, their grass, whatever that they're doing. It still allows them to do so, maybe with less water, because we now have a product that allows the water to spread more, to penetrate more to the roots. The roots can grow bigger, the roots can extract the nutrients from the ground, and farmers like that kind of talk. That I can make sure that your fertilizer lasts just slightly longer. It's more money in your pocket, and that's the language that they hear. The second benefit is that you can support stronger roots and healthier growth. That makes sense. If your plant has adequate water, they often say to any farmer to have a successful crop, they need nutrition, they need water, they need sunlight, right? Those are the three things that the seeds will need so that they can do whatever they do. So to support stronger growth is having this part that ensures the water can get deep into the root zones. Deep into the root zones. And you will notice more and more I'm talking about Supergrow. At no place will I talk about chickens, and at no place will I talk about fish, and at no place will I be talking about animals, because it's not designed to do that. Right? Yes. The third thing is that it helps crops use nutrients more efficiently, and that talks to the previous point. If you've got good, strong roots, your roots are able to access the nutrients in the ground. Are you with me? And then another benefit is that it supports plant performance throughout the season, and I think it's important for people that live in regions like ours, where certain seasons are quite dry, and you would need something that supports your plants while they are growing throughout their different seasons. Being able to access a product that allows you to use slightly less water, but it will go everywhere. And for dry climates, for people who have sandy soil, or for people who live in regions where they usually experience runoff. I'm sure you've heard of runoff before. Have you seen it before? Yes. If you've got plants or pot plants, or you like plants, and you've watered them after a long time, the water just sits on top as if it's not meant to go anywhere. That soil has hardened so much it can't even go in between the cracks. That's what kind of runoff looks like. It means you need to loosen the soil so the water can go deeper in. Okay, so, and then obviously helps the crops to reach their full potential. That could mean anything for a farmer, whether it's margin, whether it's yields, whether it's this, whether it's fighting off certain bugs, aphids that eat on their crop. All those particular things are things that they care about. But the benefit of also using Super Grow is that if you are a grower or a farmer, you can explain to them the best time to use this product is maybe later on when it's cooler at the end of the day. Water the entire plant as you normally would. Mix it in the ratios that you're supposed to. The ratio for Super Grow is 1 ml to 1 liter. So 1 is to 1. 5 mils to 5 liter. 20 mils to 20 liters. It's as simple as that. It's a very small concentration. Has a long shelf life. It will last them a very long time. Right? So how do you share this particular product? It's definitely you need to be talking to the right person who may have an interest in this. So you may your villages you come from, there are farmers there, growers there. Every farmer has their secrets. How do I make sure that my cabbages grow? How do I make sure that my trees grow to full potential? So this is the conversation you have. Do you think that your crops are getting all the benefits of the things that you spend on your farm every month? Do they get the full potential? And they will tell you there, fertilizer is expensive and blah, blah, blah. There will be an answer to that. And this is where you will say, look, I have something that does this. It just makes the water have less tension, so it's easier for even your fertilizer to get where it needs to go. Most fertilizers are already mixed in within water. Whether you're manual watering, whether you're using that knapsack, you've seen that knapsack that they wear, and then they spray the crops, or you're using those sophisticated irrigation systems, it doesn't matter. As long as you are using the sacred concentration of Super Grow, the plants will enjoy the benefit of having water that sticks more, that spreads more, and that penetrates more. And usually the question that you get around Super Grow is when must I use this particular product? Because farmers are also looking for a competitive edge. They compete against each other. When must I use it so that I can get the best? We don't want to change their existing routine. So a farmer knows, for me, every fortnight I am watering my crops. That's when they use Super Grow. Every time you're watering, add it to the water. Anytime you're applying fertilizer and fertilizer mixed with water, add it there. So you can get the best out of the current agricultural aids that you're using. Okay, then another thing that you can talk about, and this one could lead to many other things, but asking a grower or a farmer, what are the challenges that you face when you are growing your crops? And it's nice to get to know someone. Maybe initially they will not be interested in this product that you are sharing with them, but I can promise you now, they'll be constantly thinking of you when problems do arise on their land. They will be, make sure you leave your contacts, make sure it's okay. If you don't need it now, there will come a time. Here's my number, contact me, and I'll be able to show you how to use this product. So what does it look like in practice at the end of the day? Too fast? Go back? Okay. What is your biggest challenge that you face during the growing season? It's a nice place to start a conversation for someone who grows things for a living. Yes, people use it on grass, pot plants. The product is not designed to use on fish. It's not designed to use on chickens. And I know some people love to use it on hay. Did I touch a nerve? Did I touch a nerve there? Okay. So we can talk a little bit about Super Grow in here, because let me put it this way. If I buy something from you How I choose to use it technically is none of your business. And if it's working for me, and you can see that it's working for me, what's the problem? But the most important thing I want to share with you guys today about Supergrow is that because it's such a great product, you stand to lose if you do it incorrectly. Are you with me? A farmer takes this product from you, puts it into their fish farm or fish pond with their fish, and their fish die. Who are they going to come after? You see? And then there are farmers that use this product that really enjoy it for what it does. They will also lose. So it's our responsibility to make sure that we skirt within the real compliance lines, to being honest and integrity. This is one of our values, honesty and integrity. It's a big thing. We care about the outcome, so someone comes back. It's not about just selling the thing and making sure that I've sold it, go look for someone new. Nurture that relationship. You might have a lifelong customer. That's what you want. People that keep coming back because you are giving them solutions to their needs, to their problems. You are listening to what they're saying. So, what does it look like in practice? And then I will end and I will take some questions if there is time. So, don't aim for perfect. I know most of us, we are in our heads way too much. You know, it won't be perfect the first time. You might bungle it up, you might say it wrong. That's how you practice. Just aim to be consistent. If I'm sharing train in, let me understand as much as possible that I can of train in so that I am prepared for questions. The second thing that we probably do that is not the best is trying to share all the benefits without listening to what that other person needs. So create curiosity by asking questions and letting them talk. You need to be clever about it. You don't want to be the one doing the talking. Ask the question and then wait. Ask the question and then wait. And if you find that I think this person is interested, say, can I take your number? I will chat to you later. I'm very busy. That person's thinking, that person's got lots of things that they need to do. They are curious now. Later, they'll be like, I waited for you. You said you were going to tell me about this product. What is it? You create a connection between yourselves and the person that you're saying. So it's not necessarily about that one product that you broke the seal with. Later, you may be able to share the opportunity. Later, you may be able to share home care with them or skincare with them. It's endless, basically. Ensure that you are sharing the products in an honest way because we know that the products work. That's very important. And then simplify your customers' daily choices. I know in the hustle and bustle of what we do and we're passionate about the products, we want everybody to have everything. Keep it simple. We want to start where? With the foundation. Start a train in. But sometimes somebody doesn't need train in. Their issue is that I have a vision problem. What can you give me for my eyes? Oh, carotenoid complex. Take 3 a day, it will sort you out. You know, it has all the compounds that we know from carrots, from fruits, from vegetables that is responsible for how the macula works in your eye. That's why we know that it's something that can provide support and relief for those that are struggling. I need to boost my immune system. You know, I am always constantly sick. Think. Let them tell you and do more of the listening. The third one is build a foundation first, and that's train in, and that's as simple as that. There will be those that say, I took train in, didn't work for me. It does happen. Don't feel bad about it. Move on. Maybe you can suggest something else that they can take that can be helpful. For example, Formula 4 has train in, but in slower, lower concentrations. Someone that can still get the benefit of taking care of this, because they still want to take care of themselves. Maybe it's the purity of it that's causing the reaction. But taking it through Formula 4 provides other vitamins, other minerals, so it's kind of like a little bit more balanced for them. So it's more about listening and not just pushing whatever product that you want them to take. And then explain to those that we share the products with that the results come over time. For some, it may be instant, but for most, you need to be consistent in using said products so that you can actually enjoy the benefits. Much like diet, if you are, let's say, a little bit bigger now, you're not going to wake up thin tomorrow. It will take some time. And I'll close by saying that good nutrition is intentional. You have to be intentional about the food that you eat, more so the supplements that you take. The supplements at the end are filling a necessary gap when we see that the world is changing and when we understand more about health and how we understand that our bodies need these things while making those clever decisions every single day. Thank you very much. Are we going to take questions? Can someone help me with the mic?
Every day is a great day. If you don't believe it, and if you miss one, thank you. Applause to God Almighty. All right, my name is Israel. I'm a director with Neolife International. And the question I want to ask is, behind our products, there used to be this GNLD logo. But right now, whenever we go out to share product, we find out, like the last time it happened to me, a customer asked me that this product, he don't buy products he don't know. I said, you've not heard of neolife? He said, no. I then asked, what about GNLD? He said, yes, I know of GNLD. It's a very good product. Then I told him, this is GNLD. So he asked me, show me GNLD signal on this. If I can see it, I will buy the product. I tried to check it, I did not see it. Now, trying to explain to the customer, you can browse it. He just gave me back the product and left. So please, a lot of our products do not have that logo on it, and I think we should bring it back. Thank you.
Okay. Noted. Next question. He's given the suggestion as to what I should do, so I will take it back with me. There are other hands?
Good afternoon, everybody. I understand that taking carotenoid in 21 days, it boosts our immunity. Now, my question is this. Does it mean taking it regularly on daily basis, or does it mean spacing it? Thank you very much.
Okay. It means taking it regularly every single day, back to back, to get the full benefit. That's what it means. Did I answer you? Taking it consistently every single day so that your immunity can be enhanced or improved. Okay.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am, for the clearing. So I actually came here with two questions, and basically you answered them all. So I just need clarity in some aspects. So now I know a lot of people that, should I say, in their generation, they've had a history of diabetes. So like they lost their parents, they lost their grandparents to that particular type 2 diabetes, to be precise. So now, considering the fact that you mentioned that type 2 diabetes is reversible, now these people that I know, they do not have it yet. However, they are scared that whether they whether they improve on their diet or not, they are still going to develop that type 2 diabetes at one point or the other in their lives. And you recommend
Absolutely. He talked about prevention being better than cure, and understanding the little components in botanical healthy balance creates an environment where the blood sugars aren't soaring up and shooting back down. But if they don't change how they eat, they may drink this product that must work 10 times harder to fight whatever passengers are coming in. At the end of the day, they need to change the amount of passengers that come in so the product can sing. Are you with me? So, for them to believe that they're going to catch diabetes is a myth. I also come from a family like that, and I can tell you for free, I will never have diabetes because I know exactly what to do. You know what I mean? I won't. Yes. So for them, it's they're in the perfect position to take something like that. And sometimes people need, I want to call it a crutch. Sometimes people need the thing that's going to help them get to the healthy diet. And that's what botanical healthy balance can do. Once they start drinking this particular thing, they now have to be intentional about what it is that they're eating. Explaining that this is not the magic thing, but the magic does happen if the two things come together is very important. Because some will be like, you gave me that thing, it didn't work, you understand. But they didn't change anything else. They just thought they'd take this product and it will work for them. Where you see that the supplements really sing for most people are those that have excessive deficiencies. You know, if you've got an excessive deficiency, you're very sick, you haven't eaten, definitely taking Pro Vitality in 2 days, we'll see, it's working. You know what I mean? Because the deficiencies are extreme. A diabetic person who's been eating consistently all the time, they are not lacking. They need to slow down. Yeah. I hope I answered you there.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Cool.
very much. So the second part is you mentioned that carotenoid complex you can use it when you have like high um, defects. So does it work for every aspect of eye issues like foot
Yes.
lightedness, vision lightedness?
So I would say that it would depend on whatever, where your eye condition is. But let's say general eye health. You know, sometimes people have excessive macular degeneration or they've got cataracts or something like that. It's now far gone beyond any supplement that you could take. But somebody that knows that I do struggle with my eyes and I want to make sure that I can still have good vision, good eyesight, it's a good place to maintain. Others that actually struggle with their eyes, taking this product has helped them sort of need their glasses less. So it may not reverse the thing that's already happened, you know, whatever condition, long-sighted, short-sighted, that will always be there, possibly. But it could get reversed because there's these deficiencies that you're correcting. So it would depend. I wouldn't know that definitely it can do that, but I know that to take care of your eyes, this is the particular product that you should be taking because of the compounds that are in there. Got I always refer to the carrots because they always say carrots are good for your eyes. Carrots, strawberries, and many other fruits and vegetables that are in them. Okay?
Gratitude for enlightening knowledge and impact. Okay, ulcer. It has a cure, but headache. If someone has headache now, they can treat it. But ulcer, they used to have ulcer. If they will treat you, maybe the doctor that does not treat it, they will go and meet the doctor again. They will treat it. You won't be fully treated. It will come back again after maybe few time again. Is there a treatment for ulcer? Is there something you can take for ulcer?
Okay, that's not a difficult question. Much like we talked about the wounds inside your body and the wounds outside the body, can anybody guess? I think they answered you. Chelated, chelated, chelated zinc. Chelated.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
Okay, I have three questions. Yes. So the first question I want to ask about diabetes. What is the place of intermittent fasting. Like you talked about people that have cravings and they actually feel the need to snack or eat and all of that. And maybe if you're placing someone that has diabetes on some products like botanical healthy balance, does the person necessarily need something like intermittent fasting, and how would that help that man?
Okay, that's a very good question, and I'm a huge fan of intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting allows for your body to be able to balance out those high sugars. If you fast, you allow your body to bring all the sugars down and you basically reboot the insulin resistance that I've been talking about. Remember, you've got your pancreas that has to keep out churning out. They used to like calling it a lock and key system. Insulin is the key, and then it has to undo the lock. So, intermittent fasting is absolutely key for someone that has type 2 diabetes because they struggle with high sugar levels. It's about bringing them down. So it's perfect for someone that's got diabetes if it's something that you want to share with them. But it also explained to them that it does not have to be aggressive. They can start by reducing how much they eat before they start eliminating the foods completely. Because you can feel that shock when you just stop eating. By reducing the portion size is the first place, dropping one meal is the second place, dropping the second meal is the second place, and then just doing one meal. These people come back to you tell you, I've never felt better. Supporting it with botanical healthy balance.
Thank you. Then, secondly, I've had this experience about calcium and someone that has high blood pressure. So, can you enlighten me more because it got me confused? Like a patient that has someone that has high blood pressure and then still has arthritis. Understand? And I
It
know
still has what?
arthritis, like bone-related issue. Now, does calcium increase the person's blood pressure level?
I wouldn't know, but we would be guessing, right? But if we think about high blood pressure and what exactly that is, it's basically the narrowing of the blood vessels, and there's this difficulty for blood to move forwards and backwards. Back in the day, we thought fat used to go in there and used to block and all sorts of things, but now we're understanding that the process is much more complex than that. So I don't know if calcium causes high blood or is causing the high blood pressure. But we understand what you can do to support high blood pressure, which is lipotropic. What's in lipotropic are those B vitamins that work on the message pathways of your blood, the nerve endings, the symptoms that you usually find when someone has high blood pressure. So I don't know about calcium, but I'm definitely going to look it up.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
lastly, you talked about training, powering the cell. And then we have this other product, CoQ10, that is a major enzyme that is produced in the mitochondrion of the cell, which is the powerhouse. Now, can you use one in place of the other? Because sometimes, like using training and then CoQ10, can you use it together? Or can you use CoQ10 in place of training? Or it seems the same. Some people say CoQ10 has 2 times the power of training. Please, can you help me clarify that? Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. I would say use both because where they work is very different, right? We've got the benefit of TRN that takes care of our cellular membrane because TRN in its makeup is made up of phospholipids. TRN's work is really in the cellular membrane, allowing your cells um, to be ready for the nutrients to come. But for the mitochondria to do work, you need CoQ10. I think they go together, especially if it's something that matters to you. You know, for me, it's about making sure that I have the energy I need. I'm taking my training, I'm taking my CoQ10, and I'm taking my vegan D. For me, that's a standard, because I know that I don't necessarily want to go in the sun, although you must go out in the sun. I don't necessarily want to go in the sun. So I need to take it so that I make sure my body works well. So there are two separate things. One could give you energy, but the other one definitely leads to the conversion of energy, if that makes any sense. Cool. Any other questions?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Okay, my name is Mubarak. I want to ask a question concerning stroke. Now, first question is stroke reversible? And if yes, to be used with our products, which are the products to use and how to take them? How does each one help a patient with a stroke?
Is a stroke reversible? I think I've seen many people recover, not really reverse, but recover from a stroke. That's how I would put it. And definitely there are products that they contain to support overall wellness, overall health, especially because they're at risk. Now, the cause of the stroke is usually a point where we start. You know, there is something that happens, and then okay, this was a stroke based on this, or from the heart, from the brain, and then we give them products based on that. But to take out the guesswork, Pro Vitality is a great place. You know, a great place to give someone that, you know, there are many things that are wrong with you. We're not going to drink this one for this thing, this one for this thing. We want a little bit of everything. Start here. There's training for the cells, carotenoid, salmon, and essential vitamin and mineral. That's how I'll answer it.
So that's the only product I should give a customer.
It's not the only product. I said start there.
Okay, start there.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Don't worry, we are coming to you. We have assigned numbers. We'll get to you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, good afternoon, ma. Um, I'm Hawa by name. So I get two questions what I want to ask. Number one goes like this. All right, my number one question be saying, a customer buy chilete zinc from me and salmon oil. So I now tell her make she dey take am one salmon oil and one chilete zinc in the morning, then at night one salmon oil and one chilete zinc. But she come call me tell me say the thing dey react for her body, say e dey work like chloroquine. So now I now tell her okay, what she will be doing is that let her just be taking it one in the morning, that she should not be taking that night again. That's my number one question. Should I?
Can someone please clarify for me? I'm not understanding her question.
Okay, Connie, can I help with that?
Yes, please.
One house, please. A customer, one of our customers actually requested salmon oil and zinc, which she gave, and told the customer to be using it one salmon oil in the morning and one in the evening. Same with the zinc. And so the customer came back with reactions. I think maybe it's bumps or swelling up of the body that she came up with, reacting to those itching of the body. So she came with reactions. And so we want to know now if she asked the customer to stop using it twice daily. She should reduce it to once daily. In the morning, of course. Don't take it again in the evening. So she wants to know if that prescription is okay.
That is fine. Sometimes you can flood someone. Like I said before, you guys need to be keeping your wits about yourself. People are not the same, you know. And introducing good nutrition to a lot of people, it will cause some sort of reaction. I use the Daniel's fast as an example to show you that even changing how you eat, your body will tell you that you're starting to do something differently. So less is definitely the best way to, and that's how you're supposed to do it anyway. Start at a lower dose before pushing someone all the way up to say 3 train in every single day. You know, we know the maximum dose for train in is 3, right? For for Smart 8 or Salmon Oil Plus is also 3, but a lot of people take 1. Yeah, so it's fine for them to take 1, and if they feel better, that's great. If they still do react, there's nothing wrong in telling someone to stop. You understand? So that they can figure out what is causing that. Excellent.
All right.
Thank you.
My number two question be almost all our products carry there's something they wrote there, and sometimes they make some customer don't buy it from me. They will say that our product is not because they have already written that the thing cannot is not working, that it cannot cure and heal. So everything. So I want more explanation about that, please.
Okay, So she's referring to the
The
compliance.
inscription on
I
our
got it.
products that they are not meant to cure, to diagnose, or to either treat
Okay.
any diseases. So because of that, some customers have abandoned, our products and said no because your claim on the products have said that they are not meant to cure, to diagnose, or treat.
Okay, I'm clear. So that message there, and I want to give you a small lesson before I get to explain this particular regulatory comment that all supplements for a fact have to carry. It's not just ours. The entire industry has to do so. And I can tell you why. Many years ago, when we were probably not born, many years ago, there was a fight between what doctors wanted to do and what we could actually do for ourselves. That was the first argument. Doctors wanted to be the ones to control how we access supplements, how much we can take, where we can buy them. So many years ago, the leaders of our industry, those that believed in supplements, if you know Jerry's story, he will tell you about how his mom was searching high and low for something to help him with his condition. And he found it through certain oils that he had to eat, which didn't taste good. One of his life's mission was to convert these supplements into something that we can taste or take that tastes good, like our shake or the OC, supplements that people could take because he found relief there. Now, back in the day, when those people that wanted to start their supplement companies, they approached the government, and what happened there is that they promulgated an act called the Dietary Supplements Health and Education Act, DSHEA. That's where it all comes from. It starts from there. This particular act has now allowed consumers to be able to access any supplement that they choose on condition that they carry that safety message. That safety message is to also protect you. Those that buy product from you and then say, it didn't fix me, you can be like, well, it does say that it's not meant to really cure anything, but for most people, it will work. The industry in itself, or as a whole, this is how I'll put it. The industry as a whole, neolife loses everything if we make products that don't work. We wouldn't be around 67 years. You know? We lose everything if we don't ensure that the products are potent enough. I can tell you now, the products come from they come from America. And when they get to our shores, particularly in South Africa, we do testing. I sit with the QC manager who's a pharmacist. We test the products again. After they've tested it there, we test them again. And then when they come here to Nigeria, they get tested again. Are you with me? So the message that you find there, it does not necessarily mean that it's an inferior product. If someone doesn't want it because of it, it's okay. It's really okay. And I think sometimes we're so hard done by that one person that says no. Don't worry, there'll be 100. They'll say yes. Don't stress about it. That's where it comes from. That message is to protect you and also to protect them. Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Henry. So I want to talk about carotenoid complex being very good for the improvement of vision. I am actually a doctor. I am an optometrist doctor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I want to know, you talked about improving vision. So I want to know if these particular products for the improvement of vision, is it based on pathological problems or refractive problems? Like when you talk of pathological problems, like you talk of macular degeneration,
Yes.
glaucoma, cataracts,
Yes.
retinoblastoma, and all of them.
Yes.
Then when you talk of refractive errors, we talk of myopia, hyperopia, and astigmatism. So I want to know if the improvement when used carotenoid complex, is it based on the pathological aspect or the refractive aspect of it?
Or
Because
the
I have so many
refractive aspect of it.
refractive errors like hyperopia,
Yes.
myopia, and
Myopia and
astigmatism.
astigmatism
Thank
as
you.
well.
So I want to know because I see patients, understand? It's either I prescribe a drug if it's pathological,
Yes.
or I give glasses or contact lenses if it's refractive?
If it's refractive.
Thank you. So I want
Right.
to know based on this issue of carotenoid complex, if it's whether it's pathological or refractive. Thank
It's
you.
a very easy question. It is pathological as to where those nutrients go and the pathways. It's the refractive one. Now that I understand, is something that is not necessarily correctable with something that you can put in the eye. You need to go for surgery or something like that. So, and you need glasses for that. But the other one is drop, so it means there's some sort of inflammation that's happening, or you need to be correcting the hydration levels of that eye. The pathway would be pathological. Right. Any
Good
other
afternoon,
questions?
ma.
Hi.
My question is actually, I know that New Life has skincare products, and we go out on a daily basis. I'll meet people that are interested in our skincare products, but it is not available in Nigeria. So I want to know the reason why we don't have any skincare products in Nigeria.
You want to know the reason
Yeah,
why?
because we have a lot of nice skincare products that they can literally apply, not take in, and it is not available in Nigeria. And we have a lot of people that are interested, but
Yes.
we can't get our hands on
I've
it.
noted your question, and I will speak to the people that are responsible for ensuring that the products come here. Okay?
Good afternoon, ma.
Hello.
I want to ask a question. Is it nice for you to give a customer vital defense, aloe vera, botanical healthy balance, zinc, masculine herbal all at once? Is it nice? That's my number one question. And okay, that's the number one question, ma. So is it good for you to give your customer all those products at once?
Not necessarily, and I will explain why. When we take in food, it comes in a lot of complex formats for the body to absorb. If you're taking high doses of, say, not high doses of many supplements, they compete for absorption. You get me? Much like many passengers wanting to get into the taxi all at once. So it's important to explain to someone that this product you can have it here, allow it to work, and this one you can have it there. So to have them all or to buy them all is not a problem. It's when to take them that becomes the more key thing.
Okay.
Did I answer you?
Yes, ma. The second question is I gave a customer aloe vera, and he said anytime he takes aloe vera, he feels sick. Yes, anytime he takes aloe vera, he feels sick.
Okay.
Fever, malaria. So I want to know what's the cause.
I
of
don't
that.
know.
Okay.
Fever, malaria from aloe vera plus?
Yeah, that's what he
It's
said.
the first time I hear of it.
That's what
He's
he said.
one in a billion, I think.
Okay.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Connie. I'm sure we have some questions online too.
Okay.
I want to
somebody
pray for
checking?
indulgence.
Are you
for us
going to
take
check online?
Two more.
Okay, let's take two more here,
Two more,
then we'll
then
take
we go
online.
online.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hello,
Hi.
my name is Tengu Vincent Asu. My question goes this way. Is aloe vera plus good for a diabetic person?
In general, it would depend. But off the bat, I would say no. And I'll tell you why. Someone who is diabetic is still trying to balance their sugars. You understand? Although aloe vera plus presents itself with natural sugars from fructose, this is the sugar that you find from fruit. And most people don't know that fructose isn't metabolized in the blood like how we think. It's metabolized in the liver. Many people who eat large amounts of fruit may not find that their sugars are high. Did you know that? You can eat lots of fruits that have fructose, take your blood sugar, and it will still be normal. So for diabetic people, as long as they are controlled, they know their sugars, that they are controlling them, and they have a good weight. I wouldn't give it to someone who's diabetic who's already struggling with their blood sugars. But if they have stomach problems, of course they can have 50 meals to sort out the problem. Are you with me?
All
It's
right.
not something, a drink that they should be having every day.
Thank you.
Yes.
The second one goes this way. Is training good for for cancer people? And
Good
why?
how?
And why?
Good how? Good how? What are you asking?
And because I was told that training is not good for cancer people.
Who told you that?
But sorry if you can answer me. Can they use it?
So for cancer patients, there is a need for all of us to also tread very carefully. These are serious conditions, guys. These are absolutely serious conditions. We don't want to be in between the people that we want to help and their doctors. Sharing this product with someone that you know is unwell, you tell them, take this to your doctor so that he can see what you're drinking. Let him be the one to see, because he understands the person's medical history, right? Will understand where it all fits in. What they may discover when they go visit a doctor is that doctors don't get much nutrition or diet training. He may be honest and say, I don't know. Let's ask someone who knows more than me. Or he may say, I have something else that I think that you should drink. But most importantly, what I wanted to highlight here is that a lot of people, when they choose to go to using supplements, is because, say, conventional medicine fails them. That's what usually happens. They don't usually start here and then go there. Those that are already seeing doctors, let them visit their doctors with their supplements. Our supplements are good. They're not a secret. Tell them to go with it. Let the doctor look at it, and then let's have a conversation about what it means if I want to look after my health from a dietary point of view, as well as the medication that they're taking.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Appreciate.
So over to the last question.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon.
Thank you. Sorry, my question is just one question.
Yes.
One question.
Yes.
Now, this question is this. When we have our product at hand, our customer always give us a feedback for us to know what our product work. Now, first thing that they always say is this. Somebody ordered a product from me, and I basically, since the money is not enough, and decided to give the person Pro Vitality, and the person complained bitterly that it's not working the way he wanted.
Yes.
And then I decided to give the product in different form, like trainer, different carotenoid, different oil, and it got a great result.
Yes.
So my question now is this: is it that the quantity and the potency of the product in the Pro Vitality have been reduced?
Okay, that's an easy question to also answer. I'll tell you why you think it's reduced. When we are talking about optimal nutrition and when we make the formulation of our products, Train In really sings if people are taking 3 a day. Pro Vitality provides a nice little maintenance. It's middle ground. So it's one of everything. 1 carotenoid, 1 Train In, 1 salmon oil, 1 essential vitamin and mineral. If you give the bottle of Train In, someone can take 3 daily like they're supposed to. If you give them the bottle of salmon oil, someone can take 3 as they're supposed to, just like carotenoid. They can take 3. Then obviously for the multi, they can take 1. That's the power of having an optimal dose, because you feel it working more overtly than something that's just meant to plug those gaps. Remember, Pro Vitality won't make dramatic changes that people feel. It's meant to keep you stable, because every day we're making food decisions. We want to feel up there or down there. We want to feel, Yes. So yes, the dose is less, but only because the pills are less. Does that make sense? Yes.
Oh, okay. Then the last one.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. Go for it.
Please, this one is in
Any
our
other-
products.
Yes.
What product is best for blood production?
Blood production as
Yes,
in
please.
infertility,
Like to boost blood.
to boost your blood, like
Yes.
someone who's anemic. Someone who's anemic, like low blood. I mean, we're looking for products that have iron in them, and there's a lot. Pro Vitality has iron in it. Formula 4 has iron in it. So you just need to be a little bit savvy, and also seeing who your customer is. You should know which one would be for them. I think you prefer Pro Vitality because you have to be on the go. This is something that will give you a little bit of everything, but also insist on food. Go find out the foods that are high in iron that the person can take. So you meaningfully give advice and the product. Say, hey, make sure you're taking your beetroot. Beetroot is a good iron source. Livers. I see you guys make the different stews with different parts of the animal. That's a great source of iron. It's like the stomach, the liver, all those things. Excellent source of liver. or iron, sorry, of iron. So make sure you make the conversation in full. I can promise you guys now, helping someone makes them come back, makes them interested in what you're doing, and it also gives you that credibility that you need to obviously keep sharing the products. Okay.
Thank you, Connie. I
You're
pray for your indulgence to this before we go online. Just this
Okay,
one.
that's one
Thank
last
you.
one, then we're going online.
Thank you for the training, ma. My question is it true that we all have an ailment? Yes, because I was told that every human being, you have something that is disturbing you and you should be on the lookout for that. That is it true?
That sounds
And
like
then-
propaganda.
And then my second question is, now in an environment, for example, let me use Nigeria for an example. Everybody's fighting for survival. Now taking some supplements might not, will not be something they are on a lookout for. And you as a distributor, how can you introduce your products? How can you go into the market? What will you have? How will you communicate to them that, okay, taking supplements is important even while they are fighting for survival? And then
Okay.
my third question, I was in a conversation with a neighbor yesterday and she was like she wants to lose weight. And now she eats a lot. That's number one. And then number two, she cannot be consistent with exercise. Now, she wants a product that can reduce her weight dramatically. And then my question is, with all these in place, what is the best recommendation for her so that she can achieve what she wants?
Okay, let's start with the first one. We all have ailments. I think that one sounds a little bit like propaganda there. But what I can say that what we all do have is that we have dominant genes and we have recessive genes. Recessive genes become, these are the things that live inside our bodies that are not necessarily expressed. But if two recessive genes come together, let's say your partner has the same recessive gene and that gene is expressed, that can turn into some sort of ailment. The body protects itself that way. When it makes the DNA makeup, it chooses the best gene to come forward. For instance, if you're a light-skinned person with another light-skinned person, you've got two dominant light-skinned genes. The likelihood that your offspring will be light is very high. Are you with me? The recessive genes may be carrying those ailments. That's the only thing that I can think of, although they're not expressed. So no, we're not all walking around with ailments waiting for it to hit us. I don't necessarily believe that, but I will definitely look it up. The other one is, how do you go to market? It's as simple as using the product and then sharing your story. That's all you have to do. Use the products, share your story. That's it. There is no other special format that you need to know. People will listen to what you have to share because it happened to you. Are you with me? Use the product, share the product. Two of the daily success habits. The third one is wants to lose weight, not consistent in exercise. What solutions do they need? I don't think there's a product that can help them, but perhaps they can get like a gastric sleeve or surgery of some sort. But actually, we know the real problem, the frequent eating and the lack of movement. Let them start there. But I can tell you, it's not as easy as we make it sound, guys. It really, really isn't. It's a much more serious thing than we actually believed. Many years while I was working as a dietitian, I used to feel like people that I was helping just lacked willpower. It's so much more than that. It's hormonal, it's environmental. There's so many other factors that come into play. Usually what I find happens, especially amongst Black South Africans, telling them to eat less for them can feel somewhat like a punishment, considering where we come from or where our roots are. So withholding food is not something that we're commonly used to. So these are the conversations that you can have to make someone understand that if you really want to make a change, you need to start changing these small things. Not all at once, one small thing. It takes one small change for the others to sort of kick in. But keep in mind, it's not as easy as I'll just stop eating and I'll start exercising. It's so much more than that. And you have to be able to unpack that with that person. Okay, let's go online.
So we have a couple of questions from the Zoom, and I'm going to take them, I'm going to group them together that you can answer. So some people are asking, what product recommendations can they use for high cholesterol? Can they use for heart disease? Also, somebody with fibroid and somebody with premature ejaculation.
Aha. Okay, let's start with high cholesterol and heart disease
And liver disease.
and liver disease, like liver cirrhosis.
Yes, something like that.
Okay. So, guys, all these conditions need not to scare us. I can tell you why. Usually, people are looking for some magical thing they can take to fix some symptom that they have, right? But fundamentally, we're understanding that the food that they're eating may be lacking. The other thing that we also understand very well is that our supplements are meant to plug those dietary gaps so that the body can start working as efficiently as possible. We have products that are designed for high cholesterol and heart disease, which is like your lipotropic. If you don't prefer lipotropic, you can take vitamin B complex along with omega 3 or salmon oil plus or smart 8, right? All the products I'm talking about today go hand in hand with someone who's also eating intentionally. You have to change how you approach whole food or the food you eat every day. The pills themselves don't necessarily do as much if you are still where you are. You need to make that meaningful change. For things like fibroids, I think I would probably need to understand someone's history overall, but just to give something that gives foundational nutrition overall, I would start with something like Pro Vitality. I mean, something like fibroids may not be reversed by just simply taking a supplement. Sometimes it needs surgical removal. You know, these things can be quite serious. But for others, it's just more about I started taking my zinc or I started taking Pro Vitality and eating healthy, and the fibroid shrank. Even the doctors can't explain why it shrank. You understand? But it shrank. But maybe it's a change in lifestyle or something. But something like that needs a little bit more unpacking. But I would generally start with something like Pro Vitality. And for things like premature ejaculation, I think you guys have masculine herbal here. Do you? Masculine, I think start there. And then for your liver problems, just like fibroids, it requires a little bit of unpacking. And this is where you can have the conversation with that person that, okay, understand them more, not just the diagnosis. How do they get there? Usually they get some relief if they start to change the other thing I keep talking about. It's important. That's why I keep talking about it. Changing how their diet is, or drinking less. Things like liver cirrhosis usually come across when people imbibe too much. You know, you're drinking the wrong kind of stuff. Usually alcohol, the liver takes a knock, but it could be caused by many other things. But that one is the more obvious one, where we know the liver starts to die on its own because of the amount of detoxification it has to do from the amount of alcohol someone drinks. Any other questions?
Yes.
Alani?
Yes. What is there any products that work for weight gain, and what other products should be restricted for a pregnant person?
Okay, for pregnancy, it's best to speak with your doctor, the one who's overseeing your health of you and your baby, as to which products you can take. We do have products within the neolife sort of repertoire that you can use. I personally use Pro Vitality, Vitamin B Complex, and Calmag. I have a 15-month-old, so my baby is really young. She came yesterday, literally. So there are products that will be beneficial because even a doctor themselves would have recommended it because of the folate, the iron, and the omegas that a pregnant woman needs so that it can go to the fetus. Are you with me? Okay, then weight gain. It's as simple as bumping up how much you put in. So we need more passengers. Do we have the neolife shake here? No neolife shake? Do we have all natural fiber? That's what you give. All natural fiber added into foods, so to bulk up the meal and also encourage someone. If you want to put on weight, you need to eat slightly more. You know what I mean? You need to eat slightly more. And we usually find those that are on a general multivitamin. So if you give something like Train In or if you give something like Pro Vitality, you find that someone's appetite comes alive. They are able to eat more, right? That's basically how you do it. Last question?
Yes, last question. What can someone use to improve their skin?
Okay, it's as simple as using carotenoid complex, vitamin A and D, and if you have it, aloe vera gel. No, carotenoid complex, vitamin A and D. No vitamin A and D. No ND, but you've got carotenoid. That's the powerhouse. That's the powerhouse. Carotenoid complex. That's the powerhouse. It has all the things you need for skin. But for those that are interested in skin health, in Pro Vitality, in the essential vitamin and mineral, it's got a B vitamin called biotin. Biotin is notoriously known for its benefit for hair, skin, and nails. So you can also give Pro Vitality. So Pro Vitality and maybe a bottle of carotenoid so that the person gets the full benefit of what I'm talking about today. Thank you very much.
Okay. Every day is a great day. If you don't believe it, and if you miss one, please jam your hands together for Connie one more time. Connie, thank you so much for being with us today. Connie, hello, Connie. Connie, your people are saying thank you to you for that wonderful session. Nigeria is proud of you. Africa is proud of you. Thank you for all you do. Okay. Now, it's time to do product draw, courtesy of your partner in neolife. I'm sure all of us have got tickets each. So, in my hands, I've got the blank. So what we are going to see is to find out who has actually won. You know, it's every time you have yourself to be with neolife is always great, isn't it? So this moment is not going to be different. So I'm going to, how do I do it now? I want it to be all encompassing so that it won't be like I am the one selecting the winners. I would wish that you are the ones who select the winners. Okay? So what I want us to do now is to call on some volunteers. One, please come forward. Raise up your hand now. You're a volunteer. It doesn't mean two. Please come forward. 3, 4, 5. It's not a problem. At least I can see You will help me count. How many people do we have now? It's okay. No more volunteers, please. Yes. At this time, I think we have got enough. Please let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think we can still do with more volunteers. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That will be it. That last man in sleeveless shirt made it 24. Please, all other people that are standing up, please, let's have our seats. That's the number that I'm looking at, not more. I'm not sure you stood up at the right time. Did you stand? Okay, it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please pray. Let us see you. Please spread on a one single line, one single lane, please. Watch my cables. Okay. What number do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Perfect. That's what I want. So in my hands, I have the blanks that you also have. They are going to choose the winners. I'm not the one. So if you know how to pray, this is the time to do it. So keep your own tickets in your pocket. Let's keep our own tickets in our pocket. Let's put it in our pocket. I don't want to see us holding any ticket. No ticket. So I'm going to start from my far right. You can shuffle it, shuffle. Put your hand into it and yes. Okay, so just pick one, just pick one. Very good. Shuffle and pick one. Shuffle and pick one. Let whatever you pick be open. Let us see it in the clear, yes. Whatever you pick, just hold on to it and show it as if. Very good. Very good. Quickly, let's get on with it. Hold it in such a way that you can see what you are holding. Don't put it to your body. Hold it right out. One, quickly, let's do it. Let's be fast with it. Okay, now. Very good. So I'm going to start from the far right, and they are going to call the lucky number. So it's up to you to be here. If you call your number once and you are not here, you understand what I mean by not here? Maybe you are somewhere else. Then that's okay. So hold on. No, you are going to use the mic.
Number 2.
Number 2 there. Number 2 going. Please come forward. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the winner. Can I have the blank? Thank you. Please go to that far side. You can go back to your seat. Please jam your hands together for her. She has done a bit. Go to that side. Go to that side. Okay, so let's hear your own number.
29.
Number what? 29. Can we have a look at it? 29. Ladies and gentlemen, is the winner. So you go back to your seat. Thank you.
Number 151.
151. Oh, she is among the volunteers. Oh, okay. So which one? We have not even got to your number. Okay, it's okay. Come. What number is that? So, ladies and gentlemen, she is among the volunteers. She still has a number to call. So go back to the line. Thank you.
101.
Number 101. Okay, very good. She is also a volunteer. She has not called her number, please.
Number 145.
145. Number 145. We have a winner.